Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are live coming at you for Love Ambassador Morning. I am John Halcyon. This is a part of Hug Nation. So much wisdom on the Hug Nation YouTube channel, including original videos of Grandpa Caleb, that guy, and all of the gratitude and wisdom and essence that inspires this broadcast and me to this day. He passed in 2007, but think about him every day. And it guiding light. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning. Happy Friday. If you are here or you pop in, please do say hello. Share some gratitude with us. We would love to experience, feel, and amplify your gratitude. Maybe it'll even inspire us to remember something that we are grateful for. Maybe something we've taken for granted. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, Juan. I am grateful for a very productive day yesterday. I recorded some Hug Monster videos, including one that I put up on YouTube talking about the fires, and made a few little phone videos to send to kids with friends. Several of the friends have let me know that, their kid loved the video, that, they're too shy to ask a question, but they and so I'm like, if a little kid is thrilled by getting a video from a puppet, then I'll send another one. So that was fun. And it's a total kind of improv thing for me. Like I don't like a script. I just try to start talking as Hug Monster. So it was fun. If you remember, I was bringing him on every day, and I kind of felt like my enthusiasm for Hug Monster was exponentially more intense than anyone else's excitement about Hug Monster, except for the kids. So trying to get kids subscribed to the Hug Monster YouTube channel. The Hug Monster Show is what it's called. And it's in YouTube Kids. Fire bad, hugs good. Exactly. Yes. Good morning, George. George is grateful. Just got a home equity loan approved. Hot tub on the way. Party at George's house. BYO non-glass bottles. No glass around the pool, guys. You know that rule. Good morning, Brent. Good morning, Kai. If all goes well, we'll be joined in a few moments by my beloved Lisa. She is finishing up another call that she's on. She assures me that it is not a indication of her priorities, that she still very much likes me. It's just that she had a work commitment that is overlapping a little bit with Love Morning. But one of the great things about Love Morning is it's optional. Sometimes I'm not here. Like I was out of town over the weekend. We did not have broadcasts while I was not here. This is a joyful expression, not a job, not a burden. It is a joyful opportunity to connect, to be reminded. That isn't to say that if you're not feeling joyful, you're not welcome. Au contraire. If you're not feeling joyful, then it's a perfect time to just listen until you maybe kind of catch a little bit of the gratitude vibe from someone else, and then be like, you know what? There's a lot of things that suck right now, but now that you mention it, I am grateful that I have an opposable thumb. Because last night I tried masturbating without using my thumbs. Doable, but so much better with the thumb. So much better with the thumb. Good morning, Mingle. I love you too. I am grateful for all the education that I've gotten recently on YouTube about plants. I thought I was so smart. Turns out I've been pretty lucky. And now that I have a better understanding of roots and soil and how different types of plants need different types of soil, and I mean, I guess I knew that, but I just figured, look, sun, water, occasionally a little bit of fertilizer, like God does all the work. Just get out of the way, as long as you have a hardy enough plant. And that is kind of true. Like some plants, like the ones behind me, the mother-in-law tongues, those things are, they'll just grow. Don't need a lot of light. They can handle not too much water. Only thing you want to do is not overwater them. But other things like the monsteras, boom, I thought, I want these things to be big, so I got these huge pots for them. Now, if you're a plant person, you probably just got chills down your spine and a shudder, like, oh no, not a big pot for the monstera. And I did it. They don't like that, at least not for more growth. They put their energy into putting more roots into more soil instead of making more leaves. And they really need the soil to dry out before the next watering. And the more dirt there are, the longer it takes for the soil to dry, the greater the chance the roots rotting from not getting oxygen, having too much water around them. Oh, wait, did I not tell you? Love Morning is now Plant Talk. Good morning, Faith. Good morning, Sandy. Mingle says, I have gratitude to join you in Love Morning because I have been buried with work. So I have gratitude to catch my breath. And we are being joined by Lisa.
Hi.
My roommate.
We see each other from time to time.
Why is that blinking on the screen? Oh, now it's better. Okay. There's a little lighting issue. You look at a strobe light, which is cool because I was doing plant talk. Now we're going to just slide into disco hour.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I haven't sang a song unless you want to sing one. You want to do the first line and then I'll rhyme to it?
Okay.
All right.
It's love morning and I'm finally back.
I hope that some gratitude will get us all on track.
I love this man of mine, and though you don't see me, so, oh dear, let's see. Let's try that. I love this man of mine, and happy to be here.
And if you'll just sit down a while, lend your heart, your body, your ear.
It's love morning, love morning, love morning, love morning.
Love morning, love morning, love morning now.
Woo!
Nice job.
Yeah, saved the temporary crash.
Hey, we occasionally participate in retreats where at the end of the retreat, everyone is invited to share a song if they want. And I struggle with lyrics. And so I've got one song I have memorized, Feeling Groovy, of course, Simon and Garfunkel. And which I learned when I was pledging a fraternity. I had to. And so I often improv a song, which is
Sometimes works out.
sometimes crushes. Like sometimes we're just like hooting and hollering and laughing when I find my way out of a tough rhyme. But occasionally I really do. It crashes. And the first time I really crashed hard and it just a bunch of lines didn't work and it was like I sit back down and Lisa turns, she goes, "Way to go for it." And it was such good encouragement. If you would have said "It's okay, baby," "Oh, everybody, you can't win them all," I would have been like, no. But saying "way to go," I was like, right. I tried. And that's, yeah. And then this weekend, what do we do our first? We sang together. There's a lot in your head, so
many things.
I was going to say it's not a sexual thing. We sang a duet.
We did.
But we're not going to do it now because I did not memorize it and I do not have the lyrics in front of us.
But I bet you know it.
Did you want to try? We can do the... No, let's not. Oh, hi Lisa, hi Lisa, hi Lisa.
Hi, guys.
Well, in addition to having a duet, I was wondering.
Did anything else happen?
Trying to think, there was something. I got a massage. We both got massages.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That was
nice.
significant.
That was
Yeah,
nice.
that was nice. Do you want to tell me? Or want me to tell? Because I can tell my perspective. Okay, I'll tell my perspective.
We're engaged.
We're engaged.
Over 50. Getting married for the first
Finding
time.
our dream people over 50. Yes. Keep hope alive.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, I knew the first weekend that this woman was going to be my life partner. And like our first weekend, our first 3-day date, we sat down with a mentor and talked about what we were looking for in a relationship and what we liked about each other. Because we both knew like this was going to be a long-term project. Mm-hmm. But I had this rule in my head to keep me from making dumb decisions. Like I have a rule like never let a friend borrow your car. So that like if I'm drunk at a party, someone goes, "Hey, can I get your car?" I just say, "Sorry, man, I have a rule. No borrowing my car." And another rule I had is you gotta know someone 2 years before you commit to a life with them.
It's a good rule. We talked about it.
Yeah, and I told her the rule.
Yeah.
But I also told her that at 2 years, I'm asking you to marry me. So we've been engaged to be engaged for a while.
So it was both unsurprising and surprising. Because I definitely didn't expect it in that moment. We had like 10 minutes between things, and he just grabs my arm and takes me up to the cave.
I the night before, during a group meditation, I just had this clarity of like, the 2-year rule doesn't apply because who you are now is not who you were then. And the relationship you're in now is nothing like anything you've had before. You made that decision based on a life experience that is different now. And you've known that this is going to be your person. So why are you just following an abstract rule that you made? And now, of course, if you like kill me in my sleep, like right before we hit 2 years, that is going to be, people are going to replay this video and be like, "See, 2-year rule, you broke the rules, this is what happens." And I just had this, and as soon as I knew like, no, I just woke up the next day and I'm like, I have to do it as soon as possible because all I can think about is, I must make her mine. Like, geez, I need to make this official. Like,
Because, I might get away.
well, there was a lot of, pretty charismatic men at the retreat. And I'm like, I got to lock her down. So then I started, well, what can I use for a ring? 'Cause I didn't plan this. I didn't have a ring with me. And my first idea was I got a bread twisty tie and made it like finger shaped, this little circular wire thing. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, even by charming standards, that's tacky as fuck. I'm like, so I'm scouring, asking people if they have rings I could borrow, and then I was going to this junk drawer at the retreat center, and there was this wooden bead with a big hole and that fit on my pinky. I'm like, would this work? Okay, it's gonna work. And then I'm looking for you. You were on the computer. The first activity of the day was 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And it was 9:30. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and the first activity was going to be a sharing circle. And I'm like, if I have to share from the heart and my brain is like, marry her, marry her, marry her, marry her, I'd be like, pass, I can't talk right now. I've got a big secret. I'm not good at not saying what's in my heart. So, and I knew that the place I wanted to go was like a 5-minute walk. And so we walk over this ridge. The area is it's got like a Joshua tree look, and there's this cave that's 5 minutes away. And took her to this cave. It's people go there to meditate, and there's an altar, and there's a rug in this huge, awesome cave. And so I came in, threw my camera against a wall, hit record, hopefully without her seeing, because I didn't want it to be too awkward. And then she just started yelling at me for no reason. No, I'm sorry. I just started feeling a little too... Okay, so should I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. So I sat her down and I sang the first few lines of a song that we have sung while looking into each other's eyes before. Should I sing it? No, I'm not gonna sing it. It's basically, loving you is the best thing that I choose to do, is the lyric. So I sang that while looking into her eyes, and then just started saying the things that I know to be true about why I know I want to be with her. And I didn't have anything written, but I watched the recording and I'm like, oh, good thing you didn't write anything. That was good. I thought so. I know you were being pretty critical.
Mm-hmm.
And
you really painted me in a nice light here, honey.
I'm sorry. Hopefully,
you're the one choosing to marry me.
Hopefully, I forget that one of the things that has been so clear that I want to spend my life with you is our sense of humor is so dialed in. So I sometimes people don't always know how clearly we're on the level of joking. So I love this woman so much. I have never laughed so hard. I have never felt so heard. I've never felt so understood. I've never admired another human being so much. And the opportunity to commit to a partnership and a life with the person that I have more fun hanging out with, that I'm more attracted to, that I'm more inspired by, the more I want to be a supporter of your work in the world, I cannot believe how lucky I am to have been steered to you. And because of this steady microdosing of MDMA I've been putting in her coffee, she is falling for me too. And
I was on the fence with all those words. I'm like, that's nice, but let's see the ring,
And
look at this, like Cinderella's slipper, exactly my ring size. That's how I knew.
Yeah, I was iffy until then too. I was like, well, this will be the deciding factor. Yeah, and so you started laughing, and I had this brief moment of just say yes, then start laughing. And then you said yes, and then you said, I already have. I'm so happy, guys.
Can I kiss you yet?
Yeah.
We're happy. Anything's possible. We didn't know it 2 years ago.
I bet this is the check that I've been waiting for. So
the doorbell's ringing.
Tell them a secret about me.
John doesn't have any secrets. He tells you everything. But I will say, it's actually been very healing for me that John shares everything about himself with the whole world, because in the past I've had partners who had secrets or lots of things that they kind of kept compartmentalized in other realms that ended up really exploding the relationship. And I feel so chosen. I feel so clear, that everything's on the table, and it feels so good to be witnessed and feels so good to receive all of the happiness from our community. So thank you so much for all the celebrations in the comments I'm reading. It really feels validating and joyous. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been last few years have been very growth filled for me. Mm-hmm. And it's been kind of rewarding realizing that everything in my life led up to this. so much of my experiences I had to go through, so much of, and really up until a day before I met you, I did not have the capacity to be fully available in a relationship. The day, which is, had the epiphany and then drove to the place where I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And from that place, I think it allows me to, because of the deep insecurity, letting go of some of the needs of shining bright or not being okay with making mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
Like we have I think a really strong and continually expressed understanding that our relationship is a tool for our mutual spiritual growth.
Mm-hmm.
And we've both done a lot of personal work and worked with a lot of clients. So we're under no illusions of what it means to be a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than wishing our partner
Or
was...
that marriage will just save the day. You're right.
No, it's just for tax purposes. Immigration. But which really, I think, we know from experience that a short-term tension can lead to deeper connection.
Yeah.
And so we've been just practicing building trust, practicing saying like, this is hard for me to say,
Mm-hmm.
or I want to confess something, and having these, oh, wow, thank you for trusting me enough.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for valuing us enough to risk me being upset.
Mm-hmm.
I so wanted to tell a joke right there, and I pulled back.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about you. You do have good discernment. But you do mention that you have the joke that you pulled back from.
I know. I only get like a B minus. I do not get didn't crush it. But that is something this is the first relationship where I often do things because I want to make your life better and easier. Not because I want to make sure I'm doing my part in the relationship.
Totally.
And I trust that if you do something nice for me,
It's
I
from
don't
the
have this
same
feeling of
place,
like,
too.
oh boy, am I holding my own?
Yeah, there's
I
no
don't have that
scorekeeping.
feeling. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it requires both of us to be in that headspace. I think it's if one slips,
Yeah.
then the other starts to feel a little resentment.
Right.
And that's the thing that we got to like, hey, I got to bring this into the conversation that,
Yeah.
yeah. So, unfortunately, our parents have forbid our marriage. We come from different sides of the tracks, and no.
Romeo and Juliet.
No, our parents are thrilled, and we have no idea when or where, but we're off the market. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for letting us share our good news. I know there's a lot of hard stuff in the news. There's a lot of reasons to be scared or questioning all the suffering and oppression and struggle and destruction. And I think it's also good to remember that while all that is happening, there's love stories and triumphs and healing and beautiful babies being born. And it is of great service to this precious life to make sure you pay attention to all of it. And not even equally in aware of the suffering and really, really drink in the beauty.
And just around the corner, everything could change. I mean, You said you weren't ready a day before you were ready, and that same day before your readiness, I told the universe how genuinely joyful I was to be single, how I didn't need a partner, and how deeply content I was with my life and my community and the friendships and intimacies that I had. And lo and behold, there's more.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a deep dating truth in there. In
Nobody likes to hear it.
seeking is the most repelling thing that you can do, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now it's just me versus the plants. I do have competition in John's heart.
It took me this long in a relationship to realize I was willing to prioritize you over my plants.
Is that true?
It was
Gotta get that
I was
right.
polyamorous for a while. Plants and Lisa, but
They get more space in the house, but I'm all right.
she's got such a big heart, even though she has less space. Any things about us or me that make it easy for you to commit to me?
Thanks for asking. Well, I was sharing when you were checking on the doorbell how grateful I am that you present yourself so openly and publicly everywhere, that I can really trust that you are yourself in all places, and I feel really chosen that way. That was the first thing that came up, and I think it comes up because I feel gratitude for all of you for being his people, for being the people that he wakes up every morning and chooses gratitude with, and he wouldn't do it without all of you guys coming. So thank you. I really appreciate your devotion. I know you don't identify as a person who is oriented to long-term commitments, and yet you've been doing Love Morning for years and homeless outreach for 14 years, 15 years, and answering every phone call from a friend in need. You know, I really see the way that you show up in service for your life, and I admire and respect you right back.
Thank you, baby. I love you.
And mostly, it's just fun. I like everything about you. I like your face. I like your jokes most of the time. I like your tastes, your style. I love your smell. I like your family and your friends and community and your places that you choose to give your energy.
Thank you.
You asked for it.
I mean, I think I've spent more energy than most in the quest for self-awareness, you know, especially publicly, like really trying to question and understand who am I versus who I'm supposed to be, and with this kind of faith that's the goal, not anywhere. You know, it's just figuring out who you are, and the result of that is the qualities that, you know, you resonate with. So it wasn't trying to become, you know, a good,
Right.
attracted person, you know.
Right.
But I should say that it's a combination of allowing myself to be, and then also, what are the traits and qualities of people that I respect, you know. like behind me, I've got my grandpa and my dad, and especially in the last couple of years, and this I guess related to sobriety too, is like, oh, what kind of man do I want to be? You know, how can I be proud of who I am? And some of it's part of my definition of being proud of who I am is being worthy of an exceptional partner. You know, it's kind of, so it is kind of all tied together. And I don't know what I was going to say, that I have such appreciation for who you are and your humanness and your capacity and your, I mean, you don't need me, you know, and knowing how able you are to handle anything really lets me join you in the team and not worry that if something goes wrong, I got to figure this all out. Yeah. And so I've never had this feeling of team and future. I have so much faith. Like I'm pretty sure I could handle just about anything. But with you, I know we can handle anything.
And I borrow his confidence on occasion, because when I get insecure, I get really insecure. And, you know, the first thing I noticed about John, are you okay with us just talking about what we love about each other for all this time? I hope so.
They
can always leave.
Yeah, so the doors aren't locked. You can leave if you don't want to hear this.
When he walked into the room, and the first time I ever saw him, he didn't see me. I noticed his spine. I noticed his posture. I noticed how he carried himself with a quality of self-possession and self-respect. And how kind of rare that is to find. And it didn't feel like posturing. You know, I noticed your glasses. Your hair wasn't pink at that time.
That's right.
And I noticed, like, you have style. But it didn't feel like it was style in the service of proving something, you know? Like, I'm so repelled by inauthenticity, and getting to know you was such a treat to see, like, oh, you're not doing the whole style and presentation of yourself in order to make people see you a certain way that isn't true. You are playing with the character of you in this life, you know, and we even talked about that in early conversations, and that's really what solidified it for me, is feeling like, oh wow, I've not met many people who are so comfortable with themselves that they're willing to just be so playful with everything about themselves, their look, their like I've often said, John donates his ego to the public, you know, like just by revealing everything. And I think, it's such a beautiful service.
Thank you. For me, that donating to the public is a part of my therapeutic practice.
But it's also a heart of service. Like, you deeply want other people to feel permission to be themselves.
Yes.
Like, you want more room for everybody's authenticity. You don't have any part of you that's trying to be better than other people. Like, you're deeply inviting everybody up to the party of authentic expression with you.
Yeah. My practice of doing it publicly made it fast and clear when I was not in integrity or out of alignment. Because if I'm sharing something and I'm not proud of it, it's like, oh, well, then that's really obvious.
Keeps you on track.
Yeah. Like if I want to edit the behavior, then and it's in public, then it forced me to. It's like if you know people are reading your thoughts, oh shit.
I mean, I don't know how many of all of you have really considered like putting yourselves as public and out there as John, and like it really exposes you to everybody in the world's judgment, and most people are not willing to do that. But I feel like you have enough clarity in your being that you really have resilience. It's really rare that other people's feedback gets to you at a core level or disrupts your sense of purpose and willingness to keep doing what you do. I really admire it.
Thanks. And I think we both have a profound understanding of what it is to be human. And so we haven't held on to this dream expectations of, well, man, some of these people are so together. If I could just get myself together, I could be like, no. And so, when that became super clear to me, then it was like, oh, I can be of service just by acknowledging the truth, which is that sometimes I'm awesome and sometimes I'm really kind of embarrassing.
You still smell good.
That was the thing. Like, we sometimes call each other puzzle pieces because, like, every texture and smell and taste that this human being creates in any degree of
Careful.
Okay, like, it's like I've never had the experience of just like.
I know. I told him to shower less.
Well,
thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing our love. Thanks for loving this man that I love, and for doing it well before I even knew he was out there.
Yeah.
Thanks for your part in our play and for our part in yours, and let's keep going.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you too.
I can't wait for the rest of everything.
What's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen? I'm gonna stay on a few more minutes and just ask if people want to share their own gratitudes. You're welcome to stay, but I just want to let people share if they've got their own. Do you want to stay?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody want to share anything that you're grateful for? We'll stay for a little longer.
Just for clarity, Annalise, our parents are very happy for us. John is facetious frequently in ways
there's
that
a
not
laughy face. There's a laughy face.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I called my. I knew my parents love her so much. The first time
my parents like him better.
The first time I brought her home, my mom, after dinner, shared something that she'd never told me. She said, 10 years ago when I went to Burning Man, I wrote on the temple wall the one thing, and the one thing I wrote is, may John find his person. She'd been holding on to this dream for me, a dream that I didn't believe was possible for 10 years. Met Lisa once and said, you found her. Aww. And at the dinner table that night, for the first time, my dad said he was proud of me. Not about us, but he just like dropped that. I'm like, what? Like, she's like a magic power up for my relationship with my parents. Yeah. And when I called them, they were so happy, so excited. I mean, I don't think they were surprised. But it's more just been like,
shocking.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We did, Sam. We did.
Yes, the it's out of the bag. Lisa is off the market. I've claimed her. I put a ring on it. This is my partner for the rest of our lifetimes. Although we did kind of make an agreement that next go around we're going to find each other earlier. I mean, this is perfect, but I'm just going to try it different next time.
And I'm looking forward to all the questions and the conversations to come about marriage. I feel excited about the study of what commitment is, because it's a complicated thing. We live in a world where lots, if not most, marriages end in divorce, and I'm so curious, how we will craft our orientation to commitment together. And I love that I don't feel pressure to know right now. I love that I feel like we are creating it together, and without illusion that just naming it somehow magically protects us from hardship or the challenges. I feel in some way it almost invites it, but it also protects us at the same time. And there's nobody I'd rather do it with.
Me too. And there's like thousands of years of patriarchy traditions that we can learn from to guide us.
And that ends our broadcast.
I think I own you now, so I get to decide. I just kidding. You're my queen. I love you so much.
Bow to my feet.
I would do anything you want. Okay, so I think I saw a... Bobcat said, grateful for community and community members setting positive and loving standards for social media interactions. Yay, thank you. Juan is grateful for 12 new sick days. I had to use one because of cold. Well, you deserve...
Feel better, Juan.
More, yeah, feel better.
Wish I could bring you soup.
I love the way she says soup. Soup. Thank you, Luann. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Gerbot, Mingle, Annalise, Dawn. Thank you, everyone who might still be here or who has popped in. Wherever you are, hug the body you're in or the body you're with. And let's feel the joy and the celebration of love. Love for ourselves, love for the people in our lives, for our friends, for our romantic partners, for our parents, for our kids.
For the divine.
For the divine. Just feeling grateful to experience love through these human consciousnesses. And let's try to extend that to all beings, even the ones that bare their teeth at us, knowing that they are doing the best they can with what they got. So let's feel that love swirling around us as we squeeze one another in this intentional hug. Take a deep breath in. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us, thank you for being here for our engagement announcement love morning.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks, everyone.